All right, it is 5:33. I'll call the meeting to order. Want to stand and do pledge, please? Well,
Which way do you face when there's no flag? Is it,
there is a flag over here in the park. We're going to face right over here. It's by the pool. Okay, ready? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first we'll start with public comments. Connie Thomas is here with the Mike Thomas Memorial Bench Park location. Connie, go ahead.
Okay, right, can I just sit?
You can sit right there and talk to us.
This is
Yep.
our daughter Tracy, most of you know her.
Hi, Tracy.
Because of, Mike made such an impact on the city and the park. He loved this park, and I'm not gonna cry. And he started the tree project around, and, I mean, he did a lot. Sherry Owsley, that I worked for after I retired from the schools, and the staff at, Owsley's shop, when they closed up, bought a beautiful bench for the kids and I in honor of Mike. And we're wanting to put it out here at the park. Tracy's ordered a plaque for it. You wanna show them a picture? I got a picture of the park bench. It's just not a little bench. It's,
I have no doubt.
Nice.
I have no doubt.
yeah, there it is,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I have no doubt, Connie. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I mean,
using
it's
your-
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know what your thoughts were. I mean, I know where I would kind of like to
Okay.
have
Okay.
it. I don't want it somewhere where it's gonna be hard for somebody to mow. Would not like to have it where somebody would steal it. But I didn't know what your guidelines are as far as, do we wanna make it permanent? Like place it down in the ground? I don't know.
My first question would be, do you have a preference?
Right out there with where the, Don and Barb Ingram's down in that area, where people could sit and watch the walkers and watch but I don't want it to be hard on anybody that mows.
Okay,
So-
yeah, I mean,
I mean,
I don't see
where,
an issue
Eric,
with that,
where
Eric.
do you think? I
Where
thought,
are
you
you
thought about the
finding it?
tree, where we have our tree planted? I just
They've
didn't
got a
know.
stone over by the playground. Is it your 50th wedding anniversary?
Yeah.
Yeah, by a
Yeah,
tree, so
we
I
asked
just
for,
thought,
we asked for a tree to be planted in our honor instead of buying us candles and stuff.
I love
you know.
this. Yeah.
We didn't really want anything, but that's what they wanted to do, is for that and the community center, so.
So your first preference then would be out here?
What do you think, Tracy? What do you think? Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's pretty good size.
Over on this side of this
Or on
building.
this side, just someplace where
Someplace.
I really don't want it back where somebody with a truck could pull up.
Up
Not that
front,
they would-
shaded to where we could watch we want it to be shaded a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, watch
We can watch the
people and-
walkers, yeah.
Yeah, watch the walkers, the walkers can sit in it when they're pooped,
Yeah.
so.
Could you give us a couple weeks and maybe next meeting come back and we'll have a location for you?
Yeah, well, it can be longer than a couple of weeks. I wanted to do it by July 4th, but I got too much going on. Mike
Okay.
doesn't care. We don't care, do we? But I just, it's been very, I just gotta say to those that don't know me and those that do know me, losing him, worst thing that's ever happened in my life. But I have such a good support system of my kids and our community. And I mean, you kids that were my kids when you were little, I mean, the people calling me, want to know if I come out to eat with them or just stopping by. And it's because he was so loved in this town, and he's still making a difference. That's why we're going to continue the banner program in his honor. And anytime somebody does a random act of kindness, that's what Mike did. That's who Mike was.
I think that also having it right there would be really nice for people who knew Mike to come and sit and talk with him, or just remember, because he was such a part of our
He
community.
loved it when he got this Emory Lee going and
Right.
and the tree thing. I mean, my student council kids back at Marie Thurston, we put a tree out.
Yeah.
He was part of the snowflake lights up town. I mean, he's done so much, but he was never one to.
Ask for anything in return. No, no.
So.
I think that would be a beautiful place for the bench.
Okay,
and
if you
for-
guys would just think about it, and if you wanna come by, I've got it under our carport, so you can see what it looks like. I just didn't know whether, we wanna just place it, or whether you think it should be.
We would make that
permanent.
permanent, because if that's not
Yeah.
permanent, it's gonna disappear. So we would, I mean,
Just-
I'll figure lag bolts, we'll figure that out. That part I'm not worried about at all.
Okay, okay.
So, we'll
And
do
then-
that right.
And then anything else, if you wanna spread the word, but not a whole lot, cause I've already got a waiting list. You've got room for how many more banners?
I said 24,
Well, just,
but I don't know how many you've got on the list.
yeah, I got a list, yeah, like 20, just to get the hardware for it,
So we need at least
couple of thousand.
$3,000
Yeah.
essentially.
'Cause I've got a
2,888.
I got grant money from the last time.
Yep.
Pat and Patricia Brooks got it for us, but we got 252 banners up now.
Okay.
And there'll be 3 years that they've been up, cause I insisted that they're not being put up and down, cause it's too much work on the city.
Right.
And plus, I want them up.
If we could, and this is, I would work with you on this, but you're within a few weeks of people having a reason to donate, if you will, 4th of July, right? And it would be a great time to sponsor a flag if somebody ever were to choose to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we could get something out before then, I can't speak for Main Street and I don't know where your money's gonna go, so I can't speak for
We'll see
that.
what we can do, yeah.
But I think it would be great, for me, I would sponsor one, and
Yeah.
if that was an option, that was out there.
That'd be
So I
awesome.
think that'd be something that if you put out there, people would respond
Yes,
fairly
yeah.
positively to.
We've been working on, like I said, the 501c3.
I have an appointment next week.
Tracy has an appointment with the lawyer next week. We're also, sending word out. I just didn't wanna put a whole lot, cause I get bombarded with people wanting a banner. And and then eventually we will retire the ones up, but as long as they're nice, I'm not taking them down.
Mhm.
Right.
And, but I think that'd be a great idea, and I know the bakery, the Kurt, everybody's been so supportive of us over the years doing this. But I think that's a good idea, because I'll be out during the 4th of July parade in front of our new flower shop in town, thank you
Yes.
very much. And I'll have some flyers made for that.
I can also, we're helping with the community center, we're doing the food trucks and everything for
Right,
that,
right.
so could
See,
contact
that'd be a
me.
great place.
There you
And if
go.
I get done at
Yeah.
the shop, maybe I can have a little table set up. for
We would absolutely help you with
donations
that,
our
yes.
banner picture.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
You say something, I talk too much.
We haven't talked much about this, so I don't have my thoughts yet.
And the community band be out there, I know Mike had some, helping
Yeah.
them out here quite a bit too, so they may
Yeah.
be able to help some out there, make an announcement.
Yeah.
I think they'd
okay.
be willing to do that more than likely, so.
So, okey-dokey, that's it, now it's you guys, I'm done talking.
It's always
Thank
good to
you.
see you, Connie. Thank you. Nice to see you, Tracy.
And I
Yeah.
will get, like I said, I found some papers, and there's when they purchased the water slide, because I got information. And I've got information on Donahue property that Mike talked to Donahue's, and they donated it
Okay.
out there by the dog park,
Okay.
Okay,
okay?
All right. Sounds good.
thank you.
Thank you.
So yes, we got that. I'm off my list,
Let's see.
bye-bye.
I'd like to make a motion to, in the next few weeks, choose a location and look up hardware for permanent structure. That's those two things.
What do you think about putting in a concrete pad?
That's what I mean. We need to figure some permanent structure
I
out.
bet the city could do that. I'm just sure.
And even if they wouldn't, if it was Mike, I would spend $400 to have it done there, and I could defend that all day, every day.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
And my husband does that type of work, so, I mean.
if we just paid for material, he could probably
yeah,
come and just do it.
Yeah, we got, yeah,
Okay.
so I think that would be great, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Okay, let's move on to number 3 here, minutes. Did everyone get a chance to look over last meeting's minutes by chance? Okay, if we did, I'd like a motion for those to be accepted.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes for May 19th, 2026.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, number 3, financial report. Eric, I'll turn that over to you, sir.
All right. Go real quick. If you want to go to page 5. I'll just read the notes. Our revenue was down. This is current as of the end of last month, and it's pool related. If you look up, you can see where it's down. The pool very likely will open Saturday. The only thing that is holding us up now is the swimsuits for the lifeguards, and they should arrive tomorrow. But Rachel would like to wait and open the pool when the slide is operational and the motor is fixed, but it's not back yet. The motor's in Indianapolis and the motor was the problem. We believe it'll be back later this week, so Rachel's saying Saturday. Saturday, as you know, is the 250th anniversary in the park, so it's not ideal, but we need the revenue because we're getting an expense, so we really
Why isn't
need-
it ideal, just out of curiosity?
Well, because the 250th folks wanted the pool closed, and Rachel.
Oh, I
said
didn't
no.
realize that, okay,
Yeah.
okay, that makes
So
sense in part.
we
I
said,
saw
no,
it.
it's gotta be open, so the pool patrons are gonna park, as you come in the main entrance, right there to the left in the grass, because the 250th has specific needs for all the parking lots. The pool parking lot's gonna be for handicapped folks. So it's just a lot going on, but
Okay.
very different audiences. So, expense though, if you come down at the bottom, while revenue is down year to date, expense is also down year to date, and that's a good thing. At the end of the day, we are up.
$376.
Is that right?
302. No.
Over last year, there we are. We're for that.
8,900.
Yeah, 8,900, that's what we're up over last year. So that's our general fund. I did put a check mark, if you look down the very right edge of the page. This is a line where I just keep putting money that we don't need. And so as of the end of May, we have $30,000 that is free for you to make decisions on to spend. So that's the general fund. Page 6 is the non-revert fund. The revenue is up, the expense is down, doesn't get any better than that, but we're only up $376 year to date. You'll see in that far left column in the second table, the May expenses. We're continuing to pay expense out of the non-revert fund. I did talk with Wes Bennett about this. You passed a resolution to say stop this, and it hasn't stopped yet. I think Wes is gonna help us. Wes is the financial advisor for the city right now. We had a good talk. He wants to see the original ordinance that started this non-revert fund, and that's gonna take a little time.
Okay.
So, next page 7, this is the Bob Rogers Center Fund. I met with Darcy this morning, because, and it's not a dig, and she admits that the reports that I get from her to create these don't provide enough detail. I really need to see the invoices, and I put it in my report. I'm going to start doing that twice a month, because there are things that are just letters, like, you know, ABC Incorporated charges us $766. Well, I don't know what that is, so I don't know what line to put it in, because I don't know what it is. So today I had lots of questions from the May report saying, what is this specifically? What is this? What is this? This $4,771.70 charge is our half of a annual generator servicing fee for the Bob Rogers Center, which is why it's in the Bob Rogers Fund. Fire department pays the other half. I said to Darcy, this is an awful lot of money for the park board. $5,000 for us is a lot of money. And why are we paying half the generator service? And she says, well, that's how it is. So, but that.
Is there a contract?
I don't think so.
Okay, so this is, again, we have to approve all expenditures. So my question is how do we come out of our account?
Todd approves it.
Okay, doesn't make sense because it's not the city's budget. So Todd can't approve it. That's not an option.
Todd signs off on our claims, not just ours, others too, but
We didn't put in the claim. So someone put in the claim for us? Is that what you're telling me?
yes,
Okay, so Darcy put in the claim for us
yes,
without telling us.
yes.
Okay, so that's a problem. That's not an accident. And that is not I didn't mean to. That is theft. Period. That's what that is.
Well, and that's another thing I learned today that I at least want to share. Almost, I would say all but one, and I had at least a dozen questions. What specifically is this? They were almost all letters incorporated. Those are, I learned today, shared costs. So when the city buys toner, I don't know how many departments there are. I think there might be 8 departments. The invoice is divided by 8, and every department pays an 1/8 of the cost. So today, seriously, one of the charges was toner, one of it was copy paper, one of it was a key box for the mayor's office, and most significantly, one was gasoline. I thought we just paid for gasoline when I go get it for the mower. That's not how it works. When the city fills its big tank at the street department with gasoline, it's divided by 8 or how many department, and every department pays its 8.
And so we're going electric, which I already talked to you about.
But the mower will probably always be gas, and you know, when you think about the police cruisers, especially the street department and all those equipment, we do not spend an 1/8 of the gasoline. We don't use any toner, we don't use any copy paper, and I don't understand the mayor key box. So we're paying a lot of what Darcy calls shared costs that all the departments share equally, but we don't use any of it. And so I asked her, do we have to share if we don't have a printer, we don't use the toner? And she said, well, you could talk to the mayor. So it's not a lot of money. None of these charges were a lot, but they just recur, and I don't know what they are. So that's what they are, they're shared costs. So just, so
That says right there, it's not a lot, then they can split it 7 ways. I mean,
especially on office supplies, because we don't use office supplies.
right.
It just doesn't seem
And it's a very
fair.
small thing, but my printer's broken, I go to the library and print out my papers and I pay for it, you know?
Same.
And I don't mind,
It's the
but
same
then
reason
to
our
be,
health insurance is down
Right.
$10,000 this year, because no one said anything last year until we said something. So we'll say something, it'll get fixed.
I don't know, it's probably in the general fund. This month was a high health insurance month. It is in the general, on page 5. And I asked Darcy, whose health insurance? There were 3 charges that were all about $350. I said, more than $1,000 in health insurance. And she said, and I go figure, we weren't, those should be monthly charges, and we had not been charged the last 2 months. So the reason we were charged 3 times in May was because it was March and April was also in. So, yeah, 1,031 in health insurance in May, and it is marked coverages.
oh my gosh.
Again,
Oh,
we shouldn't be paying any health insurance in North Talmadge.
I don't disagree. There's more than health.
I know, and I don't, here's what I don't get, at what point do we have to get an attorney?
Yeah, there's dental, there's life, that's all dental and life. We have a vision insurance line, but nothing's been charged to it yet. Again, this is just all FYI. I'm not complaining, I'm learning as I go, and I'm sharing
right,
what I learned.
yeah.
That's the financial report.
How do we, refuse? Does anyone have,
I don't know.
If we get an
how can
attorney,
we cease and desist?
we get an attorney. I'm telling you, I've already asked. We have our own budget, we are in our full right, we're our own board, we get our attorney, but then we're going after our own city, and it's stupid, and it's one person. It's no one else other than one person. Anyone else out there will help us. They may not know, but they'll help. So,
Because that's all money we could be.
yeah, that's
putting
on record, I
towards
can't say
a
any more
new-
clear.
Yeah.
A new caregiver.
Yeah, let's keep going, there's nothing we can do about it right now, let's go. We'll be here all day complaining, I don't wanna do that.
That's the financial
Hello.
report.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to approve that, vote to approve it?
Yes, well, here's my problem, I don't want to approve it.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine.
That is a charge that until I talk to Todd, I have zero idea about it. I have zero reason to approve that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So we can make a motion to table the approval of the April, May 2026 year-to-date profit loss statement until we get clarity on
Of-
the expenditures coming out of our fund that we do not approve.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Table.
Want to go to 4B? Which is
Yes, please.
page 8. Two weeks ago tomorrow, Rachel and I had a late meeting. It was probably 7:30 in our office. She was way underwater and said it might be a good idea if the pool didn't open this year. She was really stressing about the pool. I told Angie, I said, there's just not an option. There's just not enough for the kids to do. We can't not open the pool. And the real thing was she just couldn't do it. So I said, let me do it. And so I've taken pieces of the pool. At that time, the meeting included going through the lifeguard applicants, concession stand, slide attendants, and the pool manager. We made calls. Basically, we accepted all the applicants. but we had one certified lifeguard. We can't open the pool without at least 6, and we struggled a lot, an awful lot. I did to get kids certified. I was sending them to the Muncie Y to take their swim test. All of them were failing. So I went to the Muncie Y to watch a boy that I had sent over there from Ellick to be a lifeguard, and he failed. And I watched the instructor. I talked with the instructor, who was just very picky, too hard. So we had to solve it another way. I talked with several people, the Elwood pool manager, the Anderson University pool manager. Finally identified a woman who would come to the Ellick pool and teach a class. The class maximum size is 10 per the Red Cross. We had 9 kids. She recommended that Jenny Hart, the pool manager, also get certified. So Jenny was the 10th. So 10 people took it. Of the 9 kids, 8 passed. In the course of that week and a half, we've identified 2 other certified Ellick kids, certified lifeguards who had been lifeguards here before, still certified, who said, yes, I'll do it again. So the bottom line is, today we have 11 certified lifeguards, kids, and plus Jenny. I told the woman, this is a personal thing with me. I don't think the charge was $365 for the kids. I didn't feel good asking a kid to put out $365. You know how many hours at $10.30 an hour you have just to recoup that?
None.
So it makes sense to me, if the city pool needs lifeguards, that the city pool should pay for the certification. So this invoice is for the instructor. It totals $3,435, and I'm asking for approval to pay this.
Yeah. Before we approve that, I would also like to make a motion to just put that into our budget every year, to approve 10 of them every year. We just know we're gonna have to do it. So it's a $4,000 budget. That way we don't have to worry about this every year.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I agree.
It just makes sense. That way it's in there and we're done with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll make a motion to approve the lifeguard certification training invoice as
Second
presented.
that motion.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
And lastly, page 9 and I don't know, 10, 11, and 12 of the receipts. Page 9 is just expenses that I had to date. I bought a hot dog roller for the pool concession stand, more flowers for the park. It's all weed killer. It's all there. I'm asking for approval of this.
Yeah. The motion to approve the,
I motion to approve the vendor invoice that Eric has provided for us.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that'll bring us to old business. Pool cleaner. Angie?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
So, I, would like to just think this pool cleaner. I felt like after I left it last month, I felt like we made a decision about a pool cleaner that wasn't ours, that we've been borrowing for 4 years. And, maybe they might want it back for their own pool. But what I thought was, instead of buying a big one big one, what about if we bought 2 of the smaller ones that could clean, 2 pools at a time?
That is what we've been doing the last couple of years and it's worked. And they
Okay.
haven't disappeared, right? Because it is locked.
I've just seen, there's just 1 or 2 out there right
Well,
now.
it was mine. I've
see?
had mine here the last 2 years.
Right, so
Yeah,
we have Rachel's and
We have Rachel's and mine.
yours,
Yeah,
okay.
So mine did the baby pool, kid pool, and
Right,
the small part of the big pool, and then hers did the 3-foot pool.
right.
So,
So I guess my question is I just don't feel comfortable borrowing, pool cleaners for our city pool
yeah,
when we could definitely afford to have 2 smaller pool cleaners and do them rather than borrowing
I don't
community
mind
members.
buying this at all. I think the alternative was you're gonna have the kids sweep the pool.
Right, right.
Yeah. And
And I just felt, I think it was Mark Talmadge that said we don't need a new pool cleaner, but I didn't hear him asking anybody whose pool cleaners we were borrowing.
That much, yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
issue, and I feel like that our lifeguards can handle cleaning a pool with these.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not against it. What are your guys' thoughts? I'm gonna throw this out there.
I talked with Rachel about it, and she said, because you remember Mark said, it's fun, I'd like to do it if I could get paid for it. You
Yeah.
know. Rachel said not not true. She
Okay,
said-
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
she said we need pool cleaners, it's hard, it's not fun. So she recommended a pool cleaner.
Okay.
So two of these at,
18 apiece. Oh, is this the actual quote we want, is this what, I mean,
These were just,
ideas? I don't know.
yeah, ideas,
Just what you
yeah,
found.
no, it was just something that I wanted to just kind of reintroduce and just make sure we were all on the same page and people's pool cleaners who were being borrowed either knew we weren't gonna
It
get a
sounds
new
like to
pool
me that-
cleaner.
Person who cleans the pool says it's hard, and the person who's cleaning the pool, we're using their pool cleaner, so yeah, we should probably buy a pool cleaner.
Right, I just
That's
didn't
pretty
feel
easy
good
math
about
problem.
that,
Yeah,
so I
probably easy
wanted
math problem,
to
yeah.
bring that up.
I have no problem, here's what I would ask, is just, I would say, in the next week, I would like to approve this, but maybe let's put a little more in depth to what we should buy, because I
Yeah,
don't know that, and I can
Absolutely,
make
and
two
I'll
phone
be,
calls to Parks and probably figure it out.
yeah.
Well, do we need to get like quotes, or it's
Well,
anything over
it's
5,000,
under-
isn't it?
I've got two quotes here, one's
Oh, yeah,
for
you do,
5,000 and one's for 7,000. We would need the $7,000 one, but the 4,995 would be one pool cleaner that would do that pool, or you could go two route on with this thing. So yeah, I've got, this would be the third quote.
Yeah, this is under 4,000 for two smaller, or no, it's a piece, or yeah.
Yeah, it'd be under 4. I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of 1 or 2 pool cleaners, depending on what we choose, under $4,000.
There you go.
There's no issue with
Okay,
that in the next couple weeks, so it's done by the opening day.
yeah, yeah.
Yep, I'll second that.
Do you want me to call Elwood Pool?
I would prefer that, yeah, just because I got a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you, yes. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. And just a real quick, this will come out of the appropriation area, our 30,000 of the general that we have?
Mhm.
Okay, good, that'd be a good place for that. If we're gonna do this, again, I would look into, Eric, putting in our budget of maintenance for these every year, probably $200. I know belts and filters is something that we had to buy every year. So I would just, if we can start doing it right now, it'll hopefully carry on. All right, new business, online facilities reservation payment systems, that's me. I met with John Dockery last Monday. He's been on vacation since, he'll be back, I think he got back today, actually. He has an app that he's working on. It's the reason I bring this up is it kind of plays in parallel with what we're wanting to do. On his app for cities that he's working with, it has a whole part that is a rental of city facilities. All I want is that part. So he has offered for, and I'll have the total quote next meeting, but for $1,500 was our upfront cost, and roughly $150 a month for monthly updates, upkeep, and everything, including all of our rentals with money in and out. So we can have all the options. Essentially, you log on to our website would then say we have these facilities to be rented. It would be the pool, it would be the Emery League, it would be the Bob Rogers, it would be the Kiwanis building. We could put any of the limits we want. It would all be card-based. It would be through Stripe is what he used, which we can do that through our non-rev fund, and he can set that up because he does that through the cities already. He's done all this. He's done it through Blackford, and he's working through another city right now. So I trust his knowledge. I know what he knows what he's doing. Will this be easy to get through with our city clerk and everything going on? I don't know. But I think we need to, this is the way for us to keep our money and not have this stuff happen that's been happening. I do think the cost is very reasonable. I've been in that business, I've built web pages, and he's breaking us a deal. I'll be honest, he's gonna use this as a platform to advertise, period, just know that. We're gonna, but if you know John, that's okay. But we're gonna get the better end of that deal, there's no doubt about that. I don't need anything to vote on right now, only because I don't have anything in stone to give you, and I would feel guilty having you vote on something I don't know yet. Eric, I will get with him, and I will get something put to paper. I would not like to wait till next meeting if I got something hard, so how could we do that?
I think a meeting with Todd, just to make sure this is kosher.
Okay,
Oh,
Set that
and
up.
He won't.
he's already
This
for
is
this.
Huge.
Yeah,
This
he's
is
already for this. I've already talked
Yeah.
about that. My question was, I know just time constraints on building websites, and if we wait another 30 days, now we're into August before we get anything else. So I wouldn't mind telling John he could move on with something sooner than that.
Let's do it.
Um,
If Todd's on board.
Well, we could approve it pending the, approval from the mayor's office.
Okay, That's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So I'd like to make a motion pending the approval from the mayor's office to set up this online rental facility and our own website that is separate from the city for the time being. That's my motion, that's what I would like to do.
I'll second that, yep.
Awesome. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
And the
All
city
in-
site can link to it.
Absolutely, yeah, and when I say
They
separate,
don't lose anything.
I just, at this point, we don't have access to updates, so I want it on a separate platform until I
Oh,
do.
yeah, totally.
Now, are we going cashless on the pool?
We talked about that. He recommended to have the cashless option, but you have to keep cash just for sake of, you're in a small town, Alexandria, and not all of them have it.
Yeah.
So you can rent it online anytime you want cashless. If you want to rent it by cash in person, you're gonna have to go in.
But with kids in the pool, we talked about just getting rid of cash at the pool
Yes,
for the concession stand, all that. Where are we at with that whole thing?
that plays along with this.
Okay.
So he can make that happen with us also.
Okay.
Also, Rachel bought a new cash register for the concession stand that tracks inventory. And
Fantastic.
so if we sell 7 candy bars, then we know they should be $7 in the cash
Oh,
register.
it populates to the.
Yeah, and we would like it all on Stripe, only because then when we got our concession, then that's all itemized.
Yeah.
And our adults and our children are itemized. Everything's itemized in the pool. So when Eric runs a report, he can run rentals, he can run people, he can run concessions. That's the goal. And again, I know with John, it's gonna take a little bit of time, but it's already been built. I mean, we're not recreating the wheel, guys. It's already there.
It's huge,
So,
just huge.
all right, next is a diving board. Angie.
Just, yeah, one thing I wanted to bring up again, I spent a lot of time at the pool and the concession stand the past couple weeks,
Slacker.
yeah. These are just concerns that I have, you know, I noticed the diving board and I was watching when the lifeguards were jumping off of it and things, and safety is my concern. There's metal rusty pieces falling off of the platform when they dive off, you know, it goes up and then it comes down and it bam. I just feel like it's a safety concern, and just maybe just us look into this a little more heavily. I know I'm asking for a lot, but
No, I'm just gonna speak up.
Yeah, please.
We have 30,000 in the account, and in my experience with this city, if you don't spend it, someone's going to.
Yeah,
we need a
yeah,
diving
that's what
board,
I'm learning.
And it's a safety aspect, and again, there is no promise that it is very obvious we don't have control of our budget like we think we do, right? So, Eric, I'm just gonna ask, do you have any problem spending $8,000 on a board if we need it right now?
No,
Okay.
Andy's right, it's
Okay.
a bad shape.
I'd like to make a motion, Angie, if you would take, go ahead, Evan, I'm sorry, I apologize. You guys.
Because it's over the 5,000, do we need to get quotes?
If it's a safety
Did it dive?
hazard and we have something, then no. It was the same thing when we did with the ADA, board last year, remember that? It was,
Yes.
we have metal, a safety hazard, we can replace it, that I know.
Okay.
So Eric, I wanna make sure that I can ask, but it's a safety hazard, we're not,
I'm not familiar with the $5,000 cap, where are you getting that?
I can't remember.
I don't know,
I just
maybe.
remember when we first was here, I think when we were kind of being coached on how we do the meetings and stuff, that it's like anything over 5,000, you're gonna need to have some quotes.
Well, go ahead.
It's not gonna hurt to.
It won't.
Get another quote, but maybe we can set a limit, for it to not be over $9,000, and go with, what we,
Okay.
I like that,
Yeah,
I like that.
definitely.
I'd like to make a motion to, approve the purchase of a replacement diving board because ours is dangerous. To not go over $9,000, just get some quotes, and to cap it under 9.
Okay.
I'll
So-
second.
All approved?
I
Aye.
I'll get the quotes.
All right, thank you.
This came out of a catalog that Rachel gave me of pool supplies, I'll
Okay.
just go online and find.
And I don't wanna be the guy that spends money, but again, that's a safety hazard we're gonna open. I think it's a no-brainer.
We have the money.
So- I was gonna bring something up real fast, the motor for the pool, I assume we're buying that.
I didn't know the motor was broken until I was told it was in
Yeah, it's the first I've heard of
Indianapolis. Yeah, so I don't.
That's what we're probably gonna get that bill, I assume, but,
Yeah.
all right, it doesn't matter, we'll worry about that when it comes across. C, parks,
Yeah.
swings, and benches.
This is me. Mark Sayre, the street department head, came out here one day and asked if I had time to get in the truck and go with him. He wanted to talk about the skate park, but we talked, he and I have become pretty good friends. We ended up in Riverview. We have 2 swing set frames in Riverview, and both of them have no swings. I mean, it's third world. The hooks are up there there's no chains, there's just the frames. And there was a boy, 13 years old, playing basketball by himself, and he befriended us and 13-year-old boy pointed out the benches. There's 3 benches around this basketball court in the Riverview Park, and you know how benches have slats for the back. The top slat is gone, so the slats are held by 3 metal bars. So the 3 metal bars are hanging out.
Kids
Really
put their
pretty
face
because
right
the slots
through
go-
the middle bar.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's twisted them, but from me to you, they look like they're pointed and sharp. But when you get up on it, they've just been twisted into a thing. They're 40-year-old benches. They just look awful. Mark was saying, well, we might be able to repair them, and my first thought was, you just got to throw them away. I mean, at some point, you just got to give it up. So I would, and Angie and I talked a little bit about it, which is why I went with the top seat thing, about the importance of being ADA compliant and thinking about handicapped children. So on page 15, these are 5 swings that I would propose we buy. The frames are already there, they just need swings. I mean, it's really sad looking.
Sounds sad.
I've had 0 issues with this. If you're telling me it's bad, I have no doubt. Are you asking just for us to approve it it needs replaced, yes?
Yeah, do you mind?
I'd like to make a motion to have Eric replace these swings that he sees fit.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's not that much.
I trust you, man.
$1,200 plus
Trust
the
you,
price.
it's okay.
On the next page is the benches. This is a little pricier, $750 times 3 is 14, about $2,100 or more. It doesn't have to be this bench. This is the same catalog. Rachel keeps giving me catalogs of parks and pool supplies, so this is what this is. I can try to find cheaper benches.
My question to that is, and we were just talking, he also has some benches that have been made, tables.
Yeah, Mike made a whole bunch of benches for us at the school, like during COVID, where sitting kids all over the school, keep them separated. And since then, all of them, I think there was about 12 of them, some picnic table style seating. I don't think they're being used. I've not seen them in use, since then. And so I'm pretty sure the school has probably 10 to 15 benches, picnic tables, pretty good size, just sitting there at the school, unless they have moved them somewhere else. So a conversation with Greg Kyle or Brent Baker may be, and they may not even know where they are because it was pre them. Maybe even Mickey Hosier would know where there's at. Actually, no, Mike Phelps. Mike Phelps would know.
Yeah. I will see Brent on Friday, and I can get hold of Mike, so I will ask, I'll find out.
All right.
I just, before we go by, I just wonder if there's
Yeah,
not something that we could
totally.
get just to put there.
Yeah.
Now, they wouldn't be benches, they would be, these are park tables with benches, but still, I think that'd be nice.
Well, maybe just 2 then, instead of
Yeah.
3. You put them on both sides of the basketball court.
Yes.
Because there's no picnic table in Riverview.
Yeah, so I think that'd be something to look into,
Okay.
instead of buying something. All right,
Totally agree.
cool.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, let's go to D, lifeguard certification cost in the budget, it's Angie.
I think we already kind of went over that. I was just wanting to put the
I
certification
didn't
cost
see
in our
that,
next
Brad, I'm
budget.
sorry.
No, you're fine, no problem.
All right.
We got it covered.
Yeah, so we're good there, okay, Devin's list, go for it, Devin. It's all right, it's over here.
First one, was just him extending. My only question about one was, cause it said that you would go until December, of this year. And that there'd be training to begin for those first, 3 months of the year. Would you be staying with us to train the new person those 3 months?
Have to, you have to.
Okay.
So we would have to post the position. Do we have timeline of when we want to do that?
Let's back up. Is this something you would consider?
You know, I'm working with Brian Donahue.
Yeah.
He doesn't want me to he prefers that I not continue
Yeah.
with this because next year's the
We
election
can
year.
talk about that later. So yeah, that's a great answer. Okay. Yes, then absolutely, yeah. We need to get that, we need to figure something out. I like that, okay.
But I'm around and I'm happy to help, you know, whatever you need.
Okay, so I don't know when would be a good time to start advertising. for
Sooner
that.
than later.
I mean,
Yeah,
'cause
I-
if we wanna get them started first thing in the year.
You're good at that. Could you head that before next meeting, kind of get something together? I hate to do that to you, but
Yeah, well.
you hired a lot of people.
Yeah, I developed a job description, probably about a year ago, and so we can kind of tweak that, get the timeline, and then give it to this group, and maybe I will present it to this board, next board meeting.
And I think from that too, we had like a hiring committee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm happy to head all that up.
Awesome.
Sounds good. So, let's see, we need to discuss other rental prices. Okay, we already kind of touched
Yeah,
on
that'll be
that,
coming in
so
the app, yes.
that sounds good. The 250 I put sounds good. Status of the new sign,
Yeah.
oh, is anyone willing to take this on is what I put. Because,
I would love to right now. I mean, I can't. Like, I would love to take this sign over, but it's just a lot right now. I feel like just to talk out loud, the pool, let's get that thing going, right? And, I mean,
yeah, so maybe revisit in the future.
yes, I hate that because it's
Yeah.
a moneymaker.
It's one we've been really
It's
trying
a
to get done.
moneymaker. That's what drives me nuts.
Let's see, in the future, okay, so then, splash, the splash zone, I mean, I knew we were talking about, that we need the pool thing, I don't know if we still wanna
I feel like
consider the
that's-
splash, but we do need other things done way before then.
Yeah, I feel like that's something we need to, maybe discuss in
Talking to
the
Talmadge,
future.
he is adamant that the baby pool needs to come out. It's a cost that is hurting us more than it is helping us. We also have a 2-foot pool, so it's because the baby pool has to be drained every year, and the weather just tears it up. You can't leave any water in it because it's so shallow. So if we're gonna do a pad, he recommended that we tear all that up, redo it, put the splash pad right there. I only bring that up is because it just doubles the cost because we don't know what's under the baby pool.
Yeah.
That being said, it needs to be done.
Right,
So as much as splash, but I do think that is something that we could, like next year, if we never got $30,000, that might be a big project. But that's something that needs done sooner than later. What I do wanna know, and I was talking to Eric about this, that baby pool, and maybe next year just saying we can't do the baby pool. So,
yeah, cause
Well,
it's
we're
probably
saying-
already set up for this year.
It is,
So,
it is.
Yeah.
but we
It
don't
is.
do it next
Yeah.
year, sounds good to me. Now, something we had kinda touched on a previous meeting is possibly like closing a little early or closing half of the pool and get started on work. I
feel
don't know if we
like
still want to visit that
that I-
idea.
we can close early now.
I feel like it needs to extend, to
Yeah.
be honest, because we close early anyway, and kids are constantly wanting to come to the pool, like after school, or, I really think we need to talk about extending it to be open this year.
My only thing that I'm thinking is that because while the weather is nice, we should get work started on that. So what about the idea of closing the pool house, but having people still come in
Get started
through
on
secondary
what though?
option,
What are we starting on?
the pool house?
The actual fixing of the pool house?
Yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
We still got that state compliance stuff, which is another one that's coming up.
Yeah.
Like the ADA appliance state thing that Rachel had to keep postponing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, we need to get that stuff.
That'll still be on the insurance part too, so that we're kind of on hold until the city decides how we can proceed to get the actual building started with the repairs we do anyway.
Didn't we talk about having somebody come in and give us an assessment to figure out what that timeline would actually be?
I think
Yeah, there was supposed to be.
Yeah, So before we maybe consider closing early or staying, whatever, get somebody out here to let us know cost and then the timeline to get that done. I don't know who that will be or what that would look like.
Maybe look into that, somebody who assesses pool
Yeah.
needs.
Yeah.
Pool house.
I don't know, like, I know the insurance is gonna come out here and look at the buildings, and I know we're gonna have additional repairs to the buildings. So to have someone come out and give us a quote on repairing buildings before we already have money available to repair the buildings and someone hired, that's a weird one to me. Because if we have someone here to go look at this, I don't know what our contractor's gonna do to that building yet. Cause he might get up there and say, well, we need to replace all outside gutters, and then he pulls them off, and then the wood's done, so they got rid of the wood, so now we gotta pull off. So I don't want someone going there and doing something inside, and then, cause I have a feeling when they pull that roof off that building,
Yeah.
and they start getting into it, they're gonna find some funky stuff. So does that make sense where I'm going? Like, I think we're on a 60-day hold. I want them to I feel like when they tear that roof off and get into what happened, we're gonna find more problems.
So then ideally, like, I mean, would we be able to get anything started this year? Cause I just feel like.
That's
we
a
need to
question
get
that Eric and I would love to be able to answer right now. We
Okay.
can't.
All right.
We went at it with the city yesterday. We're trying. I promise you, we are working diligently to get it done.
Okay.
But we have told, were we not told we have to wait? Yes?
Yeah, just last night.
Just last night.
Oh.
So,
Squash my dreams again.
ours too. Ours too.
Let's see, and this was just, this number 6 was just off of when we did the to-do list. I just kind of went through and just grabbed a few things to put on here just to check up on. I don't know if you remember the lamp post out, and then there was something where, like, the electric company had to come out as an emergency situation where a tree fell, and like they did something, and I thought it was like a temporary thing with that electric box. Did that all get squared away?
I do not know that
Well,
answer. I
I'll
can
just
find
have
out.
to
Yeah.
look into that. Okay, and the state compliant thing, I mean, I already just touched on that. It was not the 5-year plan I was talking about. It's that, I don't know, it's not a part of the,
It was the ADA plan.
it is a part of the ADA?
Yeah, it's the
that they
ADA
did
plan
that?
that Rachel gave us, and there's been an extension to the end of the year, and I don't know where it goes from that. It's not just on us, it's a city thing.
But the ADA, I thought, was all like setting things up for people who are disabled. This was the electric box downstairs and that window letting a leak in, so that doesn't have to do with.
It's true. Yeah, I don't,
So
That was
I
on
felt
our
like it was
list.
something completely different, but she had to keep
Yeah.
pushing it back. So, I mean, I feel like we kinda need to look into that. Is she still pushing it back? Are we gonna be in trouble later? So we just need to keep an eye on that. Water supply to the horseshoe pit, I don't know, if you remember last year?
Do you know if that was
Did ever
fixed?
get-
Eric, do you know that,
Like I said here, there is water on the northeast side of the horseshoe pit. It's outside the fence, but it's right outside the fence. And I believe it's a drinking fountain. I failed to look at it. But there's like a plastic shield around it, and then there's a pipe that comes out of the ground, and it's right there. It's right outside the horseshoe pit.
It's like the old water fountains that used to be out here when we were little. Do you remember those, Barrett?
I do.
The pipe just
Yeah,
came up
yeah.
and then the water just came out, yeah. That must
One
be
of
what
the
that
things
is,
you
yep.
I'll
Like
take a
taking
picture
pictures.
of it and send you a picture.
I know exactly what that is, yeah.
I think I know what you're talking
I
about.
mow around it, but I'm watching, I don't hit it with the mower, so I've never really looked at the
The
fixture.
water's coming out of it?
No, the water's not coming out of it, but
You
it's,
could turn them on, I
it's
think.
clearly water,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could turn them on.
I don't know. I can't answer those questions.
Okay.
Is somebody needing the water?
Well, I remember last year it was the horseshoe
There was
pit
some
people. They
gentlemen.
were needing it to wet something that they do when they're throwing,
Yeah.
and it was broken or
Yeah,
not giving
I
water.
do remember that. And then there was some discussion about, some people thought it was an inconvenient location, and then there was
They
some
wanted to
discussion.
move it,
Yeah,
there
I think
about
moving
that.
it would be a good idea considering other stuff that we've seen in this
We looked to
packet.
move it over there, but then we found out that we couldn't move it over there because of the easement with the railroad track.
Yeah.
So that was why that got shut down. You can't be within 20, it was like, you can't be within 20-some feet of the railroad tracks from that corner, so we couldn't put anything there.
Wasn't another thought the north side of that parking lot over there?
That I don't know. I just checked on that one. That's the last I had done,
Oh,
so I
okay.
don't remember much of that.
I think the north side of the parking lot might be an idea of thinking, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like cemented, but like, could be, I don't know if they need a soft pad or,
I don't even know anyone do we know anyone that plays? Like, I would love someone to come in. I've never talked to anyone that plays.
There's about 5 of them. 4 of them are 80, and one of them is probably 40. All guys. The leader, this Tom Inglis, does not live in Alexandria, but I don't know where he lives. He's the one who said, I don't live here.
Yeah. All right.
oh, so the keys thing, we had I don't know, I think it was probably 2 meetings ago, we were saying who all has keys, because we were hearing that people from the fire department are going in and out of there. So we were trying to figure out if anybody in the fire department has keys to that.
My recommendation was I'm not gonna upset anybody right now with keys to the thing. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not, not upsetting them, but knowing
Yeah.
how many keys are out there and who all has it, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
And
I
you
don't
keep track of
really-
the inventory.
I think Rachel may track keys.
Oh, okay.
I'll ask her. Would you like me to ask her?
Yeah, I think that'd be nice.
Makes sense.
Who tracks keys? Okay, and that's the end of my stuff.
I misunderstood your question, Devin. I thought your question was, do we have keys?
Oh.
Yes, I don't want any keys. I want no responsibility. All right. Thank you, Devin. Number 6, public access complaint response from the mayor's office.
It's like
I just
word
thought you want to see that.
Yeah,
Just
That's
FYI.
good to know,
Yeah,
yeah.
Did she copy you? She blank carboned me, so I didn't know who else got it.
Yeah, it's in here.
this is good to know though.
Jimmy
Nice.
Corbett, the editor of the Tribune, filed a complaint. It's about our videos not being linked, and they're still not. Rachel is struggling with it. I met with her this morning too, and took her your thumb drive again, Barrett. And so thankful that you didn't take that thumb drive back, because she's like, she had lost our videos, and I said, I still have the thumb drive, so I took it back to her. It's on my phone. Barrett, I do need to talk with you about this after the meeting. She texted me this afternoon. She's still getting a photograph of an error message, and I think it's some videos that still reside on your
Okay.
YouTube channel.
I'm sure. Yeah, I have a.
I'll show you the photo.
Okay.
She said, do you know what this is? I said, no, but I bet Barrett will. So.
Is it the platform and the permissions? Cause wasn't it based off yours?
No.
Cause I just didn't know if we can make
We're taking everything off mine. They're putting them on the, yeah.
yeah. And is that something that the website thing? with
Yes,
the-
when we do the
that can
website,
take
he'll
over
he'll
too?
do all that. It'll be all in there.
Videos can be on
Yes.
there? Okay.
Yeah. So just so I'm understanding, we don't have to do this.
No.
At all.
That's right, it's taken care of. Are you talking about public access?
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't have
I mean,
to
we're
do
doing
this.
this, and I love that we're doing it, but we don't have to do it.
We do have to do it.
We, yeah.
By reading
It's not
this,
No, we don't have to do it, because we're not a governing body. If you read it, it's exactly what it says. We do not have to stream.
if we were meeting in the town hall, we
Yeah,
would have
right.
to. So it seems like we kind of helped ourselves by being over here.
Okay, this is our response
Lee.
to the public access counselor. Now we wait for his decision.
That makes sense, okay.
I bet he says that's not true.
Okay.
But we'll see. Hopefully it will be true. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it, I was just curious. All right, we're gonna move on to, superintendent report. Pool ready, go for it.
We can go quickly through
Okay.
this. I guess, I think I got my question answered. I am operating as if, like a real park superintendent, that I'm responsible for the park. I've been, as you can easily imagine, have been running into a lot of hurdles with that, because there's a lot of people in Alexandria who have ownership in the park, and God love them. Rachel and I love each other, but we're struggling to figure out what does she want to keep and what does she want to offload to me. My real question to you, to land the plane, is once I'm not in this role, you do want to run the city's park system, right?
Correct.
Because, and if you replace me, then you'll have somebody to
Yes.
manage it. Okay, then, I was just a little afraid that if I am no longer in this role, that you really don't want to run the city's park system. So I
We
wanna
need
come-
to find somebody that is as dedicated to, we're obviously will pay them,
Sure.
but I mean, I think a superintendent is a necessity. I don't think any of us can run a park on this
Right.
board, but.
Yeah, the way it was outlined in here is exactly the way that we envision superintendent, caretaker, all to the board and then, the mayor. We have never had that, everything's so ambiguous, nothing's clear. There's no chain of command, and you have firmed up and given us kind of like some hope, like, okay, this is
Possible.
this is the dynamic that we're looking for, and so that is absolutely.
My biggest worry is when you leave, we don't have an end.
You will after the
I'm just-
election.
Just telling you, that's my biggest worry right now.
And-
So you've been able to do what you've done. I cannot thank you enough.
I'm happy to.
You say that. I read through 7 years of this board's meetings, and you've done more in 3 months than this board's done in 7 years. I'm just, we made more motions a day, spent more money than has been spent for the park board in 7 years. So I say all that is like, yes, we want to run the park, but it is going to be extremely important. This is where I would kind of lean on you a little bit, is to help us replace you. And
Yeah.
only because you're the only one that knows what this is. I do not know what you've done. I know you've done a lot, but I don't know what you've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
I'm happy to continue to
Okay.
help. Anything you need.
I know from when I first got on the board, I mean, it was kind of in my mind that the park was supposed to be separate from all that. And it's just been through the years interwoven so much that I think there was even a talk about completely getting, demolishing basically the park
They asked
board.
that because they wanted our money. That's okay. It was all about money. It was all about weeding out.
Right.
There's nothing different than that.
But I'm saying we need to save it, we need to be separated, truly separated, so that I think that when we're truly separated, we're gonna be able to thrive.
Here's the ironic part, Evan. You know what's crazy about what you just said? We're truly separated. You cannot get any more legally separated than what we are. It is impossible. We have our own budget, we have our own structure, we have it to where they can't spend the money without it. You cannot get any more legally separated than what we are right now. It does not matter. That's
I
on
guess the
video.
ability to really implement that.
They've been through it. We've already legally been through this. That's what is so upsetting. Like, I want to go to City Hall and just be an ass, but it doesn't do any good, and I will do that. We can't do anything else. It's getting late. Go ahead.
I am gonna get back on the 5-year master plan.
Yeah.
You need that, and
Yes.
I have totally, I
Yeah.
just haven't had time for it.
And that's the thing, is we need to get to the point, like, the budget has been a mess, that's getting slowly sorted out. If we have the structure that we want, then we can get to the work that we want, that we need, which is the trails, the splash pad.
Everything you just brought up, yes.
Every single thing, and it's just so messy right now. It's like we have a rough draft of every, where we wanna go, we just need it, polished up and, that's the next chapter.
The big piece of the puzzle that I just have been putting off, and I don't know why, is the public input part, and I just need to bite the bullet and start setting up some public input sessions.
You've been pretty busy, man.
Yeah.
Just gonna tell you, you've been pretty
Busier
busy.
than I thought.
Yeah, you've
I
been
didn't
pretty busy.
realize. Well, you said it about, I think it was March.
Hey, that
maybe
love
February.
keeps, that grass keeps growing, doesn't it? bud?
That's exactly.
I told you.
Yeah.
You don't gotta tell
I'm
me.
not kidding.
I did it.
Every 3 days, you got them on the whole park.
You don't gotta tell me. I do it, man.
And the funny thing is, it doesn't really look like it needs it. But
Yeah.
then when you're on it, it's blowing grass like
Yeah.
this. Like, man, this does need to be mowed.
Yeah.
The only thing, we've covered all this. I don't know how to deal with this, and maybe you don't want to. It's on page 22, and I'm sure you read it. It's
Yeah.
the horseshoe clear, guys. And I'm willing to just let it go. Clearly, it's been let go for decades. But the two big things, and I pointed out, they're tearing up the park with their cars. And I can show you the ruts, and if the ruts are this way, and I'm mowing, if the ruts are north-south and I'm mowing east to west, they're only about maybe 3 inches deep, but they're just deep enough that the tractor falls into them and then digs the ground, totally whacks the grass off, and you can see it. And then you can see the ruts are very green because the grass in there is 2-3 inches. The blades are taller, so they're really green grass in the ruts. So there's the damage. And they come in from this drive here and drive over to the pits. But what's really, Angie was here. I came unglued. I really was unprofessional with this guy. I'm standing in the pool and I'm watching a red car drive across the front lawn to the main entrance. And I thought, Linda said,
Yeah.
"What is happening?" Well, as it happens, he came this way, and I stood in the little Tiananmen Square. He was going to stop. I was going to talk to him. He was trying to avoid me, thinking I was crossing, and I'm like, "No, I'm intentionally going to stop you." And kind of let him have it. That was on a Tuesday. Then on Thursday, they're all driving in, and this Tom enlisted the group's leader. I was mowing the front yard, and I had a bunch of it mowed and a bunch unmowed, and he parked right in the unmowed spot. And I thought, guys, pay attention. So there's the damage, and then you know where the horseshoe pits are. So when you drive to the horseshoe pits, you must drive right by the playground.
Yeah.
It's a safe.
That's not happening.
No, so, a couple things, why do they drive on the grass? Is it because of their age and they can't walk?
I think so.
Okay, is there any way to do, like a mulched pathway that they could park their cars on? Or the other option is, we just forbid it and have the police out here beside them?
There's no way for them to get there without putting kids at risk. And it's too far into the park.
Can
Which
we
is what's your
buy,
point of moving.
so where they pull into the grass, is there any way to put barriers up to prevent that? But I guess you probably have to put that up a little.
And then you get an issue when you get the fair that you gotta have, like, it's hard because you gotta have access into these areas.
Yeah.
And the one time that I seen them, they came like in front, they come around the playground, through the playground, or they'll come in front of the pool house. But on busy summer days, like when the kids are waiting for the pool to open, those kids are standing out everywhere there. There's little kids like, just playing in the grass. There's really not a good place for them to go anywhere that it's not going to put a child in danger.
So we would, I assume, need to put some signage up, and forbid it, and then just have some teeth for, whatever consequences are involved. Anyone that is in violation of the driving on the grass, can be trespassed or can be cited, I don't know.
That's the problem, yeah.
Yeah.
We will need to talk to Todd for sure, because they're old men. They're not gonna take no for an answer. They're gonna go to Todd. So we need to make sure Todd understands and supports it.
Yeah.
They have said multiple times the mayor allows it, the mayor, but other things they say make me think it's not this mayor, it's a prior mayor.
Yeah.
Sure.
I know that when we first started, this was brought up
Yeah, I
about the
remember that.
pits and we
That's why I
just
wanted to
absolutely
move it.
needed to move it because they were starting to come in through that way.
Well, the issue is, that's, kind of no-brainers. It's a safety issue. It just takes one of them to,
Yeah.
and then the damage. So safety issue, damage.
Yeah.
So I wonder how hard it would be to go ahead and set up one, like, is that, I don't know what all you need to set up a horseshoe pit, but like, is it something that we could reasonably get done in the next couple months?
You mean somewhere else in the park?
Yeah.
Yeah, back on the 4-H drive makes a lot of, because they can park right there. And the reason I talk myself out of it, it's 5 guys.
That's what I was gonna say, like, when I look at being a park board, and I look at spending our money for the best of our ability to the community, yes, I think that's important. But if I'm talking about 5 individuals, that is hard for me to spend $2,000 on 5 individuals, which is about what you're talking if we're gonna put anything of any recommendation of the fence and a sand pit in. There's just no way you're doing cheaper. And you gotta get rid of the one we already have. Which means now you gotta pull that sand up, you gotta lay sod down, you gotta get rid of the fence, take out the concrete and redo it so nobody gets hurt.
Could the fence be reused?
Or,
You move it to the new location.
I won't worry about that, because it's gonna be concrete and everything. You're gonna wanna put a new fence in, especially by the time you pay to get it moved, it won't make any financial sense. Only because I've done plenty of projects. I mean, again, I'm not against spending the money, but for 5 or 6 older gentlemen, when we have 400 kids at a pool, it's hard for me to look someone from the city in the face and say, yep, that was a good choice of $2,000.
Well, thinking of more than just the horseshoe, these older men, what it could also be used for, a pit area, it could be used for, why can't I
Have you
think of
asked
what
older
that's
men
called?
if they want someone in
That
the
you-
bed?
Well, I mean,
Bocce ball.
bocce ball,
Yeah.
yep, it could be that, it could be, the one with the bags, that you toss the
Cornholes.
bags. I mean, there's different kinds of games that could be in that kind
I don't
of
disagree with that.
setup, that it might be worth still moving. And wherever we would move it, it would have to be somewhere close to a parking spot so that we avoid this.
That's not a terrible idea, but I think first we need to figure out, did the mayor say it's okay, and then work backwards from there, and then the idea of, down the road, you know? Cause I don't know too many people that play horseshoes.
You're again, not disagreeing, but I've been around this, lived here for 10, I've only seen 6 guys out there ever use that bed. And as much as I love it, I just look around, we have basketball courts that are horrible, they're a joke. I mean, there's the lines are mispainted on the basketball courts. So like, again, I've talked to you, I have a whole list of stuff out here in the park. I won't get into it because there is so much foundation that needs to be done where, I mean, if you looked at our kids' equipment, it's pathetic. If you're under the age of 5, there's nothing out here to play with. That's safe. It's not good. I know that because I have a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old. But it's also usable, and again, we need cameras. We need a superintendent. We need to clean up trash. And I'm not being negative, but it's like, the pit to me is like, yeah, number 47B. I'm also just one opinion, and obviously talk a lot, so I'll try.
Well, and I think that it's those same men that started in their 40s playing horseshoes, and now they're in their 80s. Like, they haven't, like, added, maybe, like, community members, or, like, made it accessible for young kids, or, like.
Have we asked them to not park on the grass?
I'd probably be a question.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was so shocked to see what was happening. I didn't handle it well, and I kind of came at them, and so it wasn't a real productive conversation.
It was handled the same way last year, and it was with the same response, so I don't think it's you.
Right, yeah.
I've had to talk with them of not dragging through the yard, and I was basically told to go fly a kite. So, and again, I respect those gentlemen. I have nothing against any of them. I had no way,
Right.
I don't wear a police officer uniform, and I can't throw anyone out, so I just left. But I'm out there with my kids, and I literally saw a car drive through the yard, and I went and said something. I was like, that's crazy to me.
I
Yeah,
wonder
it's
if
just so
they'd be willing
weird.
to donate towards getting a new one made in a different location.
If I
Maybe
asked
get a
Todd if
wagon,
he
like a
okayed it, and he
collapsible
says he
wagon, put their
did,
stuff in it and pull it to the
what
horseshoe
happened?
pit. I mean, I
We're
think
gonna
Eric
okay
could
it.
offer that.
That's easy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if those guys are given permission, and I think
I
you
don't
can just
know if
say,
right
we have
here,
kids
right
right here, it's causing
there,
damage, I don't think that's something
going.
you can defend. And another thing too is, just rip them out for having people.
Listen, we're on camera saying that it's a safety hazard to children in a playground with cars. I don't need to defend that to
I
anybody.
don't know, that was my problem.
Yeah, I no offense.
It's kind of
Even if the mayor said it was
shocking to watch.
okay, there was obviously a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
It might have been okay on a Tuesday on January 2nd in 1997, but not every day, right? I mean, I'm serious, like, it was probably a misunderstanding. So, yeah, we'll talk to Todd. That's not an issue. I do think it needs moved. I like what you're saying. If we're gonna move it and we're going to do something, then let's do it to where it's more than just horseshoes. Maybe we put a couple bag sets in there. Maybe I love that idea.
I love that idea, kids
Yeah.
come from the pool.
Yeah, I love
they
that
play.
idea.
That.
And to me, that makes more sense if I'm gonna spend $2,000, right? Cause if I'm gonna do a 20 by 20 pack, I can do a 40 by 40 for $300 more. The labor's already there.
cornhole and bocce
So,
ball.
yeah, so that's a good, I like that, that's yeah, that's something, I mean, would you wanna look into that a little bit of like, just kinda games and maybe the area we would need to have like one of each, if you would? Cause then we could go to like Talmadge and say, hey, what would it be to get I'm assuming it's gonna be a 40 by 80, probably somewhere in there.
You wouldn't even need a fence, right? All you need is a stake and it walked off with a little sand.
I feel like if you didn't have a fence, things would disappear.
Yeah.
And I will tell them, they've done a good, like, I don't know why, but they've done a good job of keeping that nice, and I think it's because it's been fenced in.
Yeah.
Kids don't ride their bikes on it, kids don't peel out on it, and if I was a 5-year-old and I had a bike and I saw a bunch of sand, that's where I'm going, first place I'm going. I was a shit, but that's what I did.
Yeah.
So, all right,
That's it.
I would, do any comments, yeah, go ahead.
I just had one more thing, just regarding the 5-year, just putting it out there, just, okay, since there's been so much going on this year and we're trying to clean things up, would it be ideal to put it off to next year?
Make it a 6-year thing.
Kind
I
of,
don't know, 5
Like-
years is a long time.
You mean
You've already started on most of it though, right?
Yeah, I've got.
We're talking
a
about
lot.
we're talking about the trails, we're talking, what are we talking about?
trails, yeah.
The trails.
Your
The,
trail
the
plan.
big trail and then,
Oh,
going
yeah,
down
let's put that
Washington
off,
or
for sure.
Harrison
Oh.
Street and,
So much happens that I don't report because I just don't remember. Mark Sayer offered street department help in blazing the trail if we would be willing to wait till late fall, because he's got staff who don't have a lot to do in late fall. And it's ideal because the leaves are off the trees, so you can really see where we're putting the trail and
You know, you say like paving it or just.
cut the trees down.
Yeah, you
clear the
basically get
brush.
what's it called, the machine, whatever machine we have, it's neat, literally just
Yeah.
eats stuff up, it's cool.
And that's.
Yeah, it's a neat
He said
machine,
that,
I forget
yeah.
what it's called.
And he's got the staff to do it. And
Heck, yeah.
I kind
That'd
of,
be great.
yeah, and plus it puts it in a season where I'm not mowing and I can help.
Just bringing this up real quick, and I talked to Eric about it, and I'll have stuff next meeting. He has a golf cart out there, and if you haven't seen it, it's gonna kill him one day. It's also gas, and it's also not gonna get any nicer. I have one that I'm looking at, I think we can get, it's called a Gem, if you guys have seen my car. It looks like mine, it's a 2-seater, but it has a 6-foot bed, and it's meant for parks, it came from a park. It'll allow him to put everything from mulch to tools to weed eaters hold up to, I think, 700 pounds. It's electric, 72 volt. It'll be a 10-year battery. You're looking like $5,000. It has doors for the winter, a heater, and it has
Wow.
windshield wipers.
Nice.
It's meant for parks. It's flat
Yeah.
land. Literally, it's what it's meant for. It'll live as gas. You won't have to worry about it. And again, it's not something we need next week, but I've talked to him. Would you agree that getting around here with your stuff is pretty difficult at this point with what you have?
Yeah, it's workable.
It's workable, and we don't
didn't
use
ask
the
for
money
this.
right now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, we don't need, again, this thing was probably more important right now, but I do know in the future that that's gonna go down at some point. And
Yeah.
again, he is using an electric weed eater. Like, I don't wanna be totally green, but we're also a park,
Right, yeah.
and we could wrap it, we could put our logo on it, it could look nice, and now all of a sudden it just
That would be great.
look good, feel good, so.
Can I just throw something out there about the job description real quick for the caretaker? It's just something to think about, because I'm not sure, but I don't know if we need like somebody that just mows the parks and then our superintendent. Does that make sense? And I don't know how you feel about it, Eric, but I feel like I'm just feeling like, my goodness, all the parks are being mowed and, trimmed all week, and then is there enough time? I mean, I guess this is a question for you, but do you think that's something that we should separate? Or do you think that the park superintendent and the caretaker can do a great job doing both jobs together?
It's a lot.
Yeah, okay. I just
It is a
thought
lot.
maybe it might be something for us to
We used to
consider.
have, my brother and Lena, they used to mow out here when they were in
The
high school.
lifeguards, it was the lifeguards.
Yeah.
They
What
mowed.
Angie told me that story too.
Yeah.
Never heard that, never knew that.
And
In
so
their
I
job
don't know,
description.
There's ways to work this.
Well, if we had a superintendent, they could write up a proposal for us to secure funds for a mowing budget.
That's, yeah, I mean, we have a budget.
The way I've seen it is the superintendent is the paperwork and, you know, the advertising and all that stuff, and then our caretaker should be doing all the maintenance.
Yeah.
You know, including the mowing, but like anything that's broken and pretty much being the right-hand man of the superintendent, needing things done. They could take on other responsibilities, including the caretaker could possibly be the person that helps, with the rentals.
Yeah, that is the ideal situation, yes.
Yeah.
I just kinda wanted to throw that out there.
No, I mean,
Something to
you're
think
not,
about, you
you're
know.
not wrong.
I don't
You're
know
not
how
wrong.
that will work, but,
Yeah.
you know,
I think that's what we even discussed was community too.
Yeah, but in the packet here, Eric was talking about how through his time with us, he has discovered there's a lot with it. And you were saying possibly giving like the home with like $1,000 a month for like
Yes.
basic
Right.
expenses.
Yes, the home by itself is, and again, Eric has learned, it's not enough. Not if you want someone that you can depend on, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, but anyone who's gonna take that job for that is gonna realize in 3 months, they don't want that job. And so now we're right back to where we were.
Right. Yeah.
So, thank you for still staying. For 3 months, my bad. Guys, I'm tired, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next meeting is, what is that, third Tuesday of next month? What is that,
Oh, it's at the.
July 21st.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yep.